Hey guys, I'm Olivia Reese and welcome back to my channel. If you were new, hello. This is a new space, so no one's seen this before. If you have returned, thank you so much. I'm so glad you at least liked, like one of my past videos. This is what we're doing today. And, well, this is what I'm gonna talk you through, show you how to do. This is one of my fall go-to get it done looks because it is so incredibly easy, and I'm not wearing lashes because I don't wear lashes on a normal basis. I actually don't really wear lashes a lot at all. Bold color on my lips, a really simple eye, no lashes, and a clean face. And I will have everything that I used in the description box below, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so I just realized after filming my foundation that my mic wasn't on, so you may or may not have heard me, so we're just gonna do a quick little recap of everything that I did. So my face was already prepped with a moisturizer and an eye cream, and I went in with the Farsalí Unicorn Essence Skin Enhancing Antioxidant Serum. This little guy, the little unicorn drops, and I put that all over my face, and then just on my nose and through this area, I used the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer and the Smoothing Primer. And then for foundation, I used Esté Lauder Double Wear, and I just ordered it. I don't have the actual packaging. The girl at the makeup counter just gave me this. And I also do not know the shade, but she did tell me it was the lightest color in a cool undertone. Lightest shade in a cool undertone. And I just used my beauty blender. Even though my foundation's already on and I do put it on my eyelids, I'm gonna go ahead and put this Soft Ochre paint pot on. And I'm just going to use my finger to apply it, if I don't dig my nail in the pot. Okay, and once the Soft Ochre is on my lid really thinly, I'm gonna go in with two different concealers. And I just love the Tarte Shape Tape. Big surprise. And so does everyone else on YouTube. I'm going to mix just a small amount right in the, almost like the inner corner where I feel like I do have a little bit more discoloration. Just because this concealer compared to others is a little bit drier of a formula and it doesn't move as much. So I want it to be a little bit more concentrated right here and give me that coverage. And then for all of the other areas, I'm gonna be going in with the BECCA, I forget what it's called, the BECCA Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer. This is in the shade Fair. I'm gonna do the same thing and go in with my beauty blender, and I always do my chin last just because this is where I do have some like pigmentation, like acne scarring essentially, and so I do this last because it gives your concealer a second to get more tacky and not much. It just gives me more coverage overall if I wait for this area. So I do my under eyes first. And I am going to go not directly in with concealer on my eyelid, but whatever excess is left on here, I am gonna put that on top of the Soft Ochre on my eyelids. I do have a super intense crease mark, like a smile line right here. So I always kind of like puff it up to get the creasing out, you know? So attractive. The next step is going in with the Kat Von D Shade+Light Palette, which is clearly very used. She is beat up, let me tell you. And I'm just gonna go in with the middle shade, not the one that has more yellow in it. And this is a Morphe M438. I'm just gonna tap off that excess. But if you're someone who can't do a whole lot of powder, just make sure you're really dusting off the excess so it doesn't look dry under your eyes. And then I'm gonna go in with the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation Powder in color, or in the shade N10. I haven't mentioned, so if you're new to my channel, you probably would know, but I do have combination skin, but it's sensitive. So at the end of the day, most of the time, my biggest concern is my nose. It likes to get real slippery. So I'm going to take that same powder on a little bit more concentrated brush like the Morphe one and just kind of pack it on my nose. And then for the rest of my face, I am going to use a fluffier brush, and that is the Morphe E41. And I'm going to use this in my same foundation powder, my Cover FX, and just kind of stamp this. Because my neck is really fair, I do run some foundation down my neck, and I want to go ahead and just kind of blend it in. So I'm going to put the same powder on my neck. My dog's like, what are you doing? And then to bronze my skin, I'm going to go in with the Hoola Original shade. I'm going to use a Morphe M527, and I'm just going to lightly start bronzing my face. She needs some warmth. Gosh, it looks like I just went outside and got a suntan. And my mom's bringing me some Chick-fil-A because I'm starting to get a little hangry. Okay, to further define, I'm going to use the same Kat Von D Shade+Light Palette, and I'm going to go in with a Morphe. Oh my gosh, it's almost gone. It's an R14. Looks like this. And I'm going to go in with the first two colors right here. This one and this one. I hardly use them at all. And to give my nose a little bit of a contour too, I never do cream contour on my nose because it just does not. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe R31. Looks like this. And I'm going to ever so lightly tap into Hoola. I'm just gonna go just down the sides of my nose and even bring it in a little bit towards my eyebrow. My hair's starting to look crazy. All right, moved in a little bit closer, but I'm gonna go in with a Morphe R2 for my blush. I'm gonna use the NARS blush in the shade Seduction. It is such a pretty fall blush. Oh, I love it. But it is heavily concentrated. So you hardly need any because it is dark and I'm pretty fair. So I put about that much on. I'm just trying to soften it a little bit with that same Morphe brush that I put all over my face, the E41. It still has a little bit of that foundation powder on it. I'm going to go ahead and highlight using the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. I love this highlight. And then I always take that same beauty blender and I'll just kind of press this into my skin because I want it to look more like a glow from within versus like shimmery stuff like sitting on the surface of my skin. And then I'll actually take an eyeshadow brush, and this is the Morphe E36. It's a very tiny little baby brush. And I'm gonna get just a dot, just a smidgen, and tap off the excess, and I'm gonna put this on my nose, right here. Which, being oily, it's probably something I shouldn't do because I end up like glistening by the end of the day anyway on my nose. And before I do my eyebrows, because I do use the Anastasia Brow Wiz, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Give it a good shake real quick. But I do think this helps my my brow pencil. I do think it helps my brow pencil apply a lot more smoothly versus when it's on powder. It like takes a minute to like crank it up and get it warm. So we're gonna use the makeup setting spray first.
Oh, that feels so good.
Okay, I do plan on doing an eyebrow video at some point in time, but right now, today's just not the day. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I also use the brow definer just in the areas where I have a little bit more hair and it's a little bit quicker for me. So I'm gonna do those and I will be right back. Now that my eyebrows are done, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on my eyeshadow, and I'm going to first set my whole lid with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Tempura, this bone shade right here. And I'm gonna use a Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. Very fluffy, great blending brush. I'm just gonna pick that shade up. And I'm not gonna dust off the excess. I don't do that too much. And we're gonna lightly put this all over. And I did clean up my eyebrows with the Tarte Shape Tape. The only two eyeshadows I'm gonna use today are Creme Brûlée from Makeup Geek. It's a great transition color, super neutral. Then I'm gonna use Sienna from Anastasia. I love fall. I don't know if I've mentioned or if I haven't mentioned that yet, but fall is my jam. So first I'm gonna take Creme Brûlée on the same brush, my Sigma E40, and I am gonna tap off a little bit of the excess, and we're gonna work this all over our lid and incorporating it into our crease also. And I'm just using a very light hand, and I find myself opening my eye a lot to really see where my crease is. And because this is such a light color, I'm not afraid to bring it a little bit closer to my eyebrow. Just so that way when I do incorporate Sienna, it is a lot more of a gradient effect. So now I'm going to tap into Sienna, the Anastasia shadow, and I'm going to very lightly tap that in and tap off all the excess because I want to really build with this color. It is a lot darker than Creme Brûlée and I don't want to just go in with a heavy hand. We're going to tap the excess off and we're going to start putting this all over our lid. Very lightly. And I am gonna start on my lid first versus working it into my crease like I was Creme Brûlée. And then once a lot of that product is initially off my brush, I will open and then just kind of work that up. And for a long time, I was so confused as to why my eyeshadows were not blending because I'm using this like really soft brush. I'm adding not a lot of product and I'm dusting off the excess, but it's really about having a light hand. I feel so dainty when I do shadow. And I am avoiding the very inner part of my eye. Orange complements so many different eye colors. Like blue eyes, oh my gosh. I'm just gonna keep building and building until the intensity is where I want it, but I'm doing the exact same thing the whole time. And just working it on my lid and then building it up to my crease to keep that transition really smooth. Now that the intensity on the top is where I want it, I'm gonna go in with the same two shades. I'm gonna use my Smith Cosmetics 235 brush. I'm gonna barely dip into those two shades. And I'm gonna work this under my eye. Now I'm going to take a Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush, just any flat definer will work. And I'm gonna go back into the Modern Renaissance palette and use Cypress Umber here, this brown shade. And I'm just barely gonna stamp this close to my lash line on the top because I'm not gonna be using false lashes today and I just want my lashes to appear a little bit thicker. You see what that did there? And once that is done, I'm gonna dip into another palette. I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill palette, the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette because I love the highlight shades. I like to just mix these two shades, this one and this one. And I'm gonna use that on my inner corner and on my brow bone. We are almost done. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel real quick. Get the brows in place. I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara and I like to use two different ones. I actually, in the past 2 weeks, bought my first high-end mascara, which is crazy. But I bought the Benefit Roller Lash. And then I bought the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but I accidentally bought the waterproof one and girl, it takes a minute to get it off. So I use the Benefit one first because it does a great job at lengthening. Not that the Too Faced one doesn't, but I feel like this one separates my lashes a little bit better. And then to thicken, that's why I add the Too Faced in. For a lip color, I'm just gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sad Girl. Alright guys, lip color is on and I'm feeling it. That's looking good. Let me get one more. Love this lip color. It almost has like, glitter in it or something. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that you learned something. I try to keep this really simple because it is something that I do almost every fall, just like a color on the lid and then a swoosh of color on my lips, and I just head out like that. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe down below to the right in that general area. Anyway, thank you guys for making it all the way through this video, and I hope you liked it, and then I hope to see you in my next one. Thanks so much. Bye.